Hello, this is Mary Prasad. You can visit me at awashwithcolor.com. Today I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring on a collaboration piece illustrated by Feliza Estrada. Here's a look at the fully colored image made into a card, a step-by-step tutorial as well as a couple more photos and a complete list of supplies may be found on my blog. This is Feliza's image, resized and printed on Express It blending card. I will put a link to her channel in the information as well as in my video description. Before I begin coloring, I'm going to use a 0.2 Copic multiliner to draw in a ground line. Copic multiliners are both waterproof and alcohol marker friendly. Now I'll use a 0.05 Copic multiliner, very fine tip, to fill in the pupils of all the eyes. Here's where I begin coloring with Copic markers. I will try to list the colors as I use them on the screen, but there is a full list near the bottom of my blog post broken down by color group. Most of the time I start with the light colors to map out where the highlights will be. Here I just added a little detail to her eyes. I almost always color by going back and forth between the different shades, so they'll blend together. I also go over everything with the lighter shades. Even though I've sped up this video, it is kind of long, so if you want to skip around, please feel free. Also, if you would, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of stuff. When there's too much of a spread between colors, for instance this dark violet color, I'm going to use the lighter color to pick it up from my craft mat. I'll just scribble some on there and pick it up and color over it. It will eventually get a middle color. You start with the darker area and work your way out. I always keep my Copic can color chart nearby so I can check out what colors I want. Right now I'm just looking for a nice green or 2 greens for her eyes and the cat's eyes. I decided to use YG95 and YG67. I usually leave a little extra area on my Copic paper just to do some testing for some marks and see what the actual colors look like on the particular paper I'm using. When there are very tiny areas to fill, I just use a dotting motion to color them. I'm not exactly sure how I got ink on the side of my marker, but to clean it off I just use some regular alcohol. I also use this to clean my craft mat. Here I'm using the colorless blender just to blend a little bit in the ears and her tongue. To color the cat's nose, I just did a tip to tip with the RV32 to the R56, possibly the R59. I'm not really sure at this point. I should have done this part before when I colored the eyes, but I got out my fine .05 Copic multiliner to color inside her mouth. Whenever I'm working with hair, I usually do my first layers while they're a little wet so they'll blend a little bit, but then the later layers I will put on and let them dry in between so that you can more easily see the distinctive hairs. Now I'm just going to repeat those same colors in the cauldron and again with her hair. Sorry about the zoom change that just happened. I turned off my camera and didn't realize it would automatically zoom back out. For the very small candies in her cauldron, I decided to use the ultra fine Sharpies. Sorry, they don't really have a color designation on them, but you can kind of tell what the colors are by the caps. For my dotted background, the first thing I'm going to do is coat everything with the lightest color, and then I'm going to work my way from the darkest to the lightest in dots, and I'll blend them together as I go along. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth between the colors. I'm also going to concentrate the darker colors towards the body and the bottom of the image, working up to the lighter colors. I use the color Splendor for even more blending, especially towards the outside to fade it out. Here's a quick look at the image. At this point, I decided that the candy looked a little too bright. You can't tell in the camera so much, but in real life it was overly bright compared to the rest of the picture. So I just used a neutral light color to go over it and just shade it a little bit. As a final touch, I used my Secure Jelly Roll in white gel pen to just dot the eyes, the specular highlights in her eyes, and the cat's eyes. And here's another look at the final card. The tutorial step-by-step on how to make this card is on my blog, awashwithcolor.com. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.